Hey, everybody. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Art of Relationship show. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay. Hopefully, everybody's all set for the holiday season. And today is going to be sort of a fun, maybe unique situation. Oh, just got to adjust the camera a little bit. Sorry, people. I know it's annoying. Sorry. Sorry about that, people. Just adjusting the camera. So, or one of the cameras, talking about attraction, compatibility, and chemistry. Well, maybe not in that order. And as we kick up and the live goes on and we're getting more people integrated or engaged, that type of situation, okay? So I want people to be able to look at, what is the difference as far as, um, attraction, chemistry, and compatibility when it comes to intimacy, right? And, everybody talks about attraction. Oh, we're attracted. That means we're automatically sexually compatible. And that automatically means we're sexually congruent with one another and we have that chemistry with each other, right? No, it doesn't. A lot of people assume we can be physically attracted to somebody and we're thinking that chemistry is going to be great. And you go maybe for your first kiss for one another, right? And you're like, wait a minute, it's like I'm kissing grandma. It's almost like I'm kissing my sister, my cousin. We're like, oh, this isn't right. And a lot of people will try to force it, whatever. And I get, right? A lot of times we're nervous. A lot of times it could be, we're a little apprehensive, we're shy. Everybody's different. When you meet somebody and you feel that attraction, that doesn't mean that chemistry will be there. Everybody gets into that myth, everybody assumes that. And like always, as we get more listeners, more engagement going on on the social media platforms that the show is live, it's always a Q&A format. So you're able to, ask any questions you want regarding relationships, marriage, sexuality, and dating. Anything I can do, like a disclosure I say on every, as I just, on every episode, this does not replace the professional counseling that I do in my office. I'm going to give you maybe the same advice, very similar advice, based on your question. Okay. And again, we have to realize not only that, but everybody is different, right? You have, working with couples all these years, you have one person's perspective, but you have two people's perspective, right? And maybe you have three, an observer like me. So you have a lot more to go on in a regular situation. So I'm just going by what works for you and, trying to give you in a situation and answer your question as best I can with the information I give you. So, like I said, it doesn't replace my professional counseling services that I do in my office, but I'll do the best I can to answer your question with the information you give me. Okay. So, talking about being attracted to somebody, chemistry and compatibility, right? And a lot of times everybody looks at and you assume that, oh, you're attracted to somebody. And this in itself could be another episode as well, right? And, ooh, sorry. Felt like I just got poked in the eye and there's nothing around. So my apologies. So looking at those type of dynamics and looking at those type of situations where attraction is subjective, right? As most people know, I'm 5'6", I'm a short dude. And a lot of women, I am heterosexual, I am into women, and that doesn't mean I work with all kind of same sex. I'm very sex positive, LGBTQT friendly, absolutely. So, everybody has maybe what they're attracted to. It's subjective. Have you ever looked at what draws you to a certain person? And do you look at were you taught that was attracted to you? Or was it something that was maybe inside of you, maybe it's more organic, maybe it's genetic, that type of situation. Wherever you learned or got, whatever you're attracted to, that's what you're attracted to, right? That doesn't mean it's perfect. It's not about perfect, right? And a lot of women out there will blame men, bash men for being shallow, okay? Well, men want whatever you're looking for. If it's a little booty, big boobs, little boobs, whatever it is, redhead, blonde, brunette, black hair, whatever it is, right? And again, it's very subjective. So that's where I'm looking at where, you can be attracted, whatever that is, but what are you attracted to and should you apologize for that? Like I said, I'm 5'6". I'm a short dude, So, and I know a lot of women are not into short dudes. That's okay. I own that, right? I've owned it my whole life, so no big deal. Some women are, some aren't. So I get that. Hey, Dre Briggs, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate it. Leo, I thanks for showing up. So again, any questions you have, I'll do the best I can answer them. And when it comes into attraction and chemistry and compatibility, when it comes into the sexual nature or the intimacy aspects, right? So talking about on the Art of Relationship show, and like I said, join in the chat below, people. Throw your questions out there. What are you attracted to first off, right? And that doesn't mean perfect. And I was just saying earlier about, a lot of women might try to bash us men, right? Oh, you're shallow, you want this, you want that. But women are shallow too. Let's be honest. I'll admit it, okay? But is it shallow or is it just that you're interested in what you're interested in and you don't have to excuse it, right? So women, no offense, no disrespect, you hit on a lot of men, oh, you're shallow, you want da 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 da. But women can be too, right? I'm a short dude. Like I said, I'm 5'6". I own it, right? So a lot of women, if you want to call, are not into short dudes, right? They want a certain man to look a certain way, have a certain career job, make a certain amount of money, right? Or they're not going to deal with them. Or I need a man as a provider to whatever it is, right? Like a lot of people will say, joking around, there's no such thing as an ugly millionaire, right? There's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. And it's ironic, or that's a rock star, professional athlete type of thing. So, I think both men and women can be shallow, or is it really what you're into? And it's not being shallow, it's just, hey, this is what I like, and that's it. And you don't need to apologize, okay? So, whatever it is, whatever you find attractiveness, but a lot of people look at, okay, I'm attracted to somebody, but then they open their mouth and you start talking and you're like, oh my God, the attraction just goes right down the toilet, right? If you know what I mean. And if people want, please share your experiences out there in the chat. I love to hear how many people, what, I thought this would be cool. I was attracted to this man, this woman. And then we started talking, and it was like, man, I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. Maybe you're meeting for a first date, first meeting, whatever you want to call it. You're meeting for a drink, coffee, whatever, water, whatever your thing is. And you're like, oh, you're looking forward to it. You're great. And then you start speaking with that individual, and they're like, oh my God, it's all about them, right? They're telling you about, I deserve this. And they act like they're entitled, egotistical, arrogant, whatever you want to call it. Or maybe you just don't jive on that level, and then that attraction goes right down the toilet, right? And I get that. And it's the same with not only, when you're attracted to somebody, how are you attracted to them? And then I'm going to get into the chemistry and the compatibility about sex, about intimacy. I said at the beginning, you could find someone attractive, you're talking to somebody for a bit, and you actually have your first kiss, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. It's like I'm kissing grandma, my sister, my cousin type of thing. And it's just like it feels weird. It's not whatever. So people look at like I said earlier, maybe it's being nervous. We're nervous, she's nervous, he's nervous, whatever. No big deal. And then you give it a chance, which is great. I'm all about, giving a chance because of those reasons. But then you come to realize that, you know what, this just don't feel right. The sparks aren't there like I thought it would, or the chemistry is not there. And a chemistry is one of those things that people try to define, and it's very, very difficult to define because you're looking at how do you define chemistry, right? It's that electricity uh, between two people. It is that, if you want to call it the pheromones, right? Maybe it's a certain look, a certain sparkle. You just meet and have that energy between your eyes. Between your eyes? No. Among each other's eyes. So that's where I'm looking at. And I'd love to hear your definition, how you would find or how you would describe attraction, okay, when it comes to those situations. And it's unique for everybody when it comes to, like I said, attraction. But not only attraction can get you, maybe looks, whatever, but it's also the emotional, mental aspects that are going to keep you, right? Looks can come and go, as we know, over the age, and we try to, keep what we have going, right? If people are into people that work out a lot, want an athletic, muscular body, thin, big booty, whatever it is, are you trying to still be that same person that you were? And it's very, very difficult when you have life and work and bills, and all of a sudden maybe you have kids, and it's hard to keep that going because there's only 24 hours in a day, right? So what are you doing to make yourself continue to be attractive to your partner, right? And what drew you in the first place? Looks, right? Most people are drawn to one another, whatever it is, based on looks. And then there are people out there, men and women, they don't care about looks at all. I get it. It's not, that's fine. But then it's the attraction is, are you paying attention? Are you a good listener? Do you show that person that you care, that you're interested? Are you asking questions that are engaging to each other, to that person? Or is it all about you? You're talking all about yourself, or you're asking questions about that other person. Hey, getting to know you. What do you do? What do you like? Music, whatever it is, right? Sexual positions. No, that might come later on down the road, right? That we'll get into when it comes to compatibility or chemistry when I talk about it, okay? So these are elements that I want people to look at. What are you doing to draw each other's attraction, and then what happens to it? Not only the physical element, excuse me, but the emotional, the mental element. Maybe someone is, loves joking around. I love joking around. I'm a smartass, but I also am very compassionate and empathic. I care, right? I don't want to disrespect anybody. But say someone, they joke around and that's all they do, and there's no seriousness, there's no depth, there's no compassion, that type of thing. And all of a sudden you're used, oh, laughing, you make me laugh, crack up all over the place. But then it becomes not so funny down the road because that's all you do. Hey, Rosewire, what's going on? BJ, I appreciate you tuning in too. So when you look at these elements, you know, what how do you evolve that attraction? How do you evolve on the emotional, the mental aspects, okay? So a lot of people will look at, what do you find attractive physically, we talked about, right? But also, what do you find attractive when it comes to soulfulness, when it comes to maybe sense of humor, compassion, empathy? Do you want someone that is very direct? Or do you want someone that sort of holds your hand, that type of thing, right? When it comes into, most people want someone, I hear it all the time, right? Compassionate, caring, strong, empathic, funny, humorous, protector, whatever it is, right? So, what do you do to keep that going? And you have to look at not only the physical aspects, but what attracts you to personalities, what attracts you to certain mindsets, certain, trains of thoughts, right? Maybe certain philosophies about life. And a lot of people will look at you, connect with people that have similar interests, similar likes to you, right? That's usually what keeps people going as far as similar, maybe similar values, similar morals. And it's ironic when you first start dating somebody that what you're initially attracted to will drive you nuts later on. And you're like, why is that? And is it because, the old thing about opposites attract, or, certain things that you're opposite on that you can complement one another. And that's where that yin and yang philosophy comes in, that you balance each other, you complement each other. But then you want to make sure that that attraction doesn't die down, because what those opposites are, they don't clash down the road. Okay. So you need to be able to think about and look at what the hell does that even look like when it comes to attraction, when it comes to those elements. Okay. When, um, what does that mean to you? Right? Physical attraction is one thing. Great, terrific. Okay. Now, what attracts you to certain personalities, certain temperaments, certain maybe mannerisms, the way someone walks, the way someone maybe smells or doesn't smell, right? Maybe it's their eyes, whatever it is. Maybe it's a certain the way they dress, their appearance, right? But also that maybe it's their calmness. Maybe somebody likes somebody that is more bossy, more direct, that are more take charge, right? Oh my God, I love it. He or she, they just take charge. However, and then down the road, that take charge attitude, right? Hey, Carolyn, I appreciate you showing up. Thanks so much. Um, that take charge attitude, or she's so independent. Man, I love it. I love an independent woman. I do like an independent woman too. However, but then people will say, man, I love this. Then down the road, that, take charge man, all of a sudden, or woman, doesn't matter. They're too controlling. They try to control me. And you're like, what? I'm no different than I was when we started dating, when we first met. Or that independent woman that you love and you just find so attractive and hot and sexy turns into they're too independent, right? Oh my God, you don't care anymore. So it's sort of ironic. Everybody says be careful what you wish for. It's looking at why are you attracting to somebody? Not only that, but the personalities that you really drive, that form that attraction, that deeper connection, what really works for you, right? And part of the emotional attraction, hey, sipping. I appreciate you going on, man. Hey, Sizzle, man, we need to do another show going on, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks so much, bro. So, the emotional attraction, what a lot of people that keeps emotional attraction and that mental attraction is being able to have that sense of self-love and self-respect. But not only that, it is about feeling safe with that person, right? And there's one thing that will destroy chemistry and that attraction when it comes to it, is not feeling safe with that partner, not feeling safe that you can speak your mind in a respectful manner. I'm not talking about being rude or disrespectful. It's being able to feel safe, that you feel heard, you feel listened to, like your partner, your person cares about what you have to say and think. That doesn't mean they agree with you all the time, no, right? But a lot of people look at, when you don't have that ebb and flow, or you don't have, say, somebody gets their way all the time, and then that person loses respect for that person because they don't stand on their own 2 feet, right? They're not promoting self respect. They're only like, yes, dear, whatever you want. And then, oh, it's great. It's oh, so kind, so caring. And then some people will lose attraction to that because, oh my God, do you ever speak your mind? Do you ever disagree with me. They want that challenge that creates that energy and that chemistry between one another. So you have that attraction, right? You get me. So the difference with chemistry is that vibe you feel with one another, okay? It is that essence that you just feel when you kiss. You feel the magnetic draw for each other, right? It's that electricity I talked about earlier. So a lot of people, you have that attraction, you like that person. And then, like I said, you go to get intimate, kiss one another, and it's like, oh my God, I just feel like I kissed my brother, my sister, and I mentioned this earlier, or my cousin, unless you're down south. That might be a lot. No, I'm kidding. Okay. I don't want to disrespect anybody. But it just feels like, ugh. And that's not there. And a lot of people, will look at and they'll try to force it. And I get that. Like I said earlier, right? I know I'm repeating myself that, you might be nervous, a little shy or whatever. And it's like, oh my God, you go to kiss somebody and they want just a peck on the lips and the other one's open all tongue all over the place, right? But that might be part of compatibility, or it's just a bad timing thing because of the nerves, first kiss, that type of situation, right? But that chemistry is that magic you feel. It's that spark, that energy you feel and that vibe before. And it's very difficult. I ask people when I taught college classes too for years, define chemistry for me. You know, just define it. Define it for me, define it for yourself. And it's very difficult to put no words, just like love, right? Everybody tries to assume in the academic realm. I've been there, I'm there most of the time too. But love is a feeling, right? And that's the same thing with chemistry. You might not define it. You either feel it or you don't, or you can have love for somebody, but that doesn't mean you're going to have that chemistry, that romantic love that most people are looking for. Okay. And I mentioned in other episodes that in short little videos I've done that, that's the difference between friendship, you get me, and the romantic connection that people are looking for. Well, unless you're looking for friends, right? That's what I'm talking about. It's that chemistry. It's that difference between, oh, we're great friends, but I just don't feel it for you. And it's a feeling, and it's hard to be able to look at that. Hey, Virginia, I appreciate you tuning in again. Woohoo! So, people, as always, join in. Throw your questions out there. Throw your comments out there. I'd love to take your questions, your what's going on with you, and do the best I can to answer your questions to help you out. Or, maybe you got a question about anything or question me wherever. Let me know, okay? Hey, Aaron, thanks so much for popping in. So that's where I want you to be able to look at. When it comes to chemistry, it's a feeling. So it's not really, it's hard to define like love, right? Everybody talks about companionship. Everybody talks about trust, respect, all that stuff. But you can have all that, but that doesn't mean you're going to love that person romantically. And that's where that chemistry comes from, okay? So, like I said, going from, you can go from the attraction, like I said, physical attraction, yeah, we need that. Most people want that. And then you go from that element, not only physical attraction, the emotional attraction, the mental aspect. Are you on the same page? Do you think a lot? Do you challenge each other where, one person, they want to challenge each other, be told that maybe, hey, you're wrong, or I disagree with you, where somebody else will crumble and think the other one's being mean when it comes to, oh my God, you disagreed with me. I can't believe that. You're so rude and mean. And you're like looking around, you're like, what the hell? Right? And it's not about that. It's looking at those elements. Okay. So, say you have attraction. I had a brain fart. Sorry. You have attraction. Chemistry is there. You kiss somebody, you feel the magic. You feel, oh my God, this is cool. I actually feel this. And some people, let's be honest, right? You feel chemistry for somebody else, and that other person doesn't feel it back. It's not returned, right? And you're like, oh my God, I thought we had chemistry. I thought it was great. And the other person's like, no, I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't have that chemistry with you. And you're like, oh my God. And that's, let's be honest, it happens, right? It's real life. It happens. And a lot of people will look there and they'll take offense and they'll take it personally instead of just look at, hey, you know what? You both want that chemistry, right? So you have attraction, physical attraction, you have the emotional, mental, maybe spiritual, soulful connection, whatever you want to call that, attraction. And now chemistry is there. But now it comes into compatibility, right? When it comes into, say, sexual compatibility and the chemistry, that type of thing, yeah, chemistry, I feel dynamic with you. But then you take it to another level where compatibility comes into the mix with it comes in maybe sex, right? You have chemistry, you whatever, and great, I feel electric. I feel when I kiss you, it's awesome. And then when you go to make sweet love or pull each other's hair, I can't pull my hair, or no one can, right? So, and then you make sweet love, knock boots, throw each other up against the wall type of thing, right? You have the electricity going, and then you go to make sweet love, and it might be nice, it might be great at first. And then you find out you're not compatible when it comes into sex, right? You have chemistry, or you think you do, attraction, all that. And then it comes to compatibility as far as sexual styles, right? One person might want missionary all the time, and the other one wants they have sex from the trapeze, sex swing, throwing each other over the counter, the bed, the washer, dryer, whatever. You get me? Maybe having sex on a trampoline. Oh my God, that hurts somewhere, right? So those are elements that you be able to look at when it comes into compatibility, and it's hard. And you want all three of those. You want attraction, you want chemistry, and you want compatibility. That does not mean it's perfect, people. Not at all. But you want those three things in place. Are they going to be there 24/7? No. But you want those things in place more times than they're not. And how do you find this out? Sometimes you can talk about it. You're on the same page. I've been there, been there myself where, oh, everything's great, you have chemistry, and then you're like, yeah, no. And that could be because of compatibility and you're fighting each other. You try to, that's where a lot of people try to force the other one to be someone or be something they're not. And it could be sexual styles, frequencies, right? One person is more into calmer. Some people might use the word vanilla, but that might be, that's subjective, right? Some people might be more into wild, wild sex, S&M, B&D, whatever it is. And that's what they're thinking the other one is, but they never talked about it at first. So that's where that compatibility comes from. And not only that, about frequency, about ways to stay connected, right? Some people might have felt the chemistry, the attraction, all that is there, and the compatibility is there. And then it stops because what you were doing in the beginning changes, right? And man, we used to have sex all the time. I felt loved and connected, whatever. Now you're not paying attention to one another. The other one starts feeling like you're not listening to, being heard, being validated with their feelings, that type of thing. Maybe they don't feel a priority anymore. They don't feel like you're paying attention enough. They don't feel important. They don't feel loved. And then you're looking at, is it compatibility, or is it that what you used to do to show each other you cared and, loved each other, respected each other, are those the things that change that sort of kill compatibility? And these are areas I look at in my office when I look at couples, right? Greg, you know what? We had chemistry. We were hot and bothered for each other, and it just died. And I'm like, it just died like a light switch? Or was it a gradual process? And it could be a light switch that just killed it because you found out one of you cheated, right? Or you found out maybe you got in a bad argument and one felt so hurt and it was never healed. Was that why it killed? Or is it a gradual process? Everybody's different, but a lot of times it is that gradual process that, you don't feel loved, respected like you used to. And it's because maybe it's not we're taken for granted, but it happens. So you have to look at when it comes to compatibility, yes, you need to look at maybe you had all three, right? The attraction, the chemistry, the compatibility. But what if you're looking at those situations? You look at, okay, we used to have this. What happened to it? And there are people that, we just grew apart. One person becomes maybe very religious. I'm not religious at all, but I work with all kinds. I don't disrespect anybody, okay? So when it comes to those areas, one change is totally different, and that could kill that attraction. And not only the attraction, it kills the compatibility, and it's going to destroy the chemistry maybe because you're looking at, wow, this is so different than what I'm used to or what we wanted together or what we talked about. And then one person flips the script, right? So you have to look at what is important to you, attraction on all those levels, the physical, duh, right? Um, and then you go even further. What attracts you when it comes to temperament, personality, um, voice tone? You get me? Is it the way they talk, the mental aspect that you find someone that is intelligent, that they're just intriguing, that they can talk about anything and everything, like me? No, I'm teasing. But you have all that. So you look at those elements, then the chemistry, and then definitely the compatibility. But now, when you involve and you live together, you get married, whatever, works for you, what you're looking for, of course, that's compatibility, right? What if one person you have all that chemistry, one person wants to get married and the other one wants to live together and not get married? What do you do with that? Just Jekyll. Aw, you are amazing, man. No, I appreciate you so much. You're gonna make me blush. No, you're gonna make me blush. No, I'm happy. I'm very humbled, very, very, very humbled and flattered. Thank you so much. And my passion is I want to help people. That's why I do this. That's why I do the show. That's why, and I'm not making any money doing it. I want to help people, but I'm a realist, and I'm different than a lot of people that are other professionals in this field. I don't blow smoke up people's booties. That's not fair, and I think it's disingenuous, and I don't think it's honest because a lot of people will blow smoke up your butt, and oh, you can compromise on everything. You can't. You compromise on a lot of stuff, but not on the things that are important, that are the essence of who you are, or you're going to be miserable. Okay. And I use this reference, and this is part of what the attraction, the chemistry, and the compatibility, where, um, one person wants sex once every 6 months, and the other one, I use this reference, wants it 3, 4 times a week. And no, hell no, it's not always the man that wants it more. No, no, no. So a lot of women that are complaining, a lot higher percentage are complaining they're not having enough intimacy or sex, right? So we look at what's going on, what's happening. It could be the man or woman. We'll use that, and you look at what's going on, and you have some, I call them educational idiots, and I'm going to be honest, that might be disrespectful, but oh well. When it comes to how do you compromise one person wanting sex once every 6 months and the other one wanting it 3 times a week? How do you compromise that? You can't. Okay. So you either look at, is it okay for the other one to get more sex outside the relationship or marriage, right? Or not, because it's going to come to a point where you both are going to be miserable, or one of you are going to be okay and the other one's going to be miserable. I don't want that for anybody. So that's why it's important to look at these three areas about attraction on those levels, not just physical, the emotional, mental, soulful, spiritual, whatever you want to call that. The chemistry is there, that electricity, that vibe you feel with one another, and also compatibility. What are you looking for in those areas about, sexuality and the chemistry and how you vibe? And we can go into, compatibility on other levels, but this is about, the attraction, the chemistry, the sexual vibe you feel with each other. And again, not perfect, not at all. You have kids, you're exhausted, you have bills. Things are going to ebb and flow, but I'm talking overall in essence. And then you start looking at if it goes away years later, a year later, you're looking at what caused it and what the hell can we do to get it back, right? If possible. And a lot of people will wait and they'll try years. It's sad because a lot of couples I work with, most of them, they've been going through problems and challenges for over a year. Some of them been going for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. And then one wants a divorce. And then the other one is like, what do you mean you want a divorce? Now I'm ready to get help. You get me? It's one of those things that might be too little too late. But I can tell you probably 90% of the couples I work with, married, not married, living together, all over the place. It's sad. 90% of the couples I work with are in those situations where divorce papers have been filed. One has threatened to break up or move out or leave. And then the other one is ready to get. I get that. Nobody wants to see me or somebody else that can help you with your relationship or challenges. But that is preventive and get back on track before it goes fully sideways. Okay. So when you look at sexuality and you look at intimacy, right? You want attraction, you want that chemistry that needs to be there. No one wants to knock boots, make sweet love with somebody and you feel like you're not there or they're just going through the motions out of obligation. And that's part of the chemistry, but it also could be part of the attraction and it also could be part of compatibility, right? Oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'm going to make love with you. I'm going to have sex with you. And you're like, ew, what? You're like, ew, no. Those things need to be talked about, okay? And before my voice totally dies, okay, please check out, Love Guru Greg on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Please subscribe, like, do me that favor. I'd very much appreciate it. And I'm always flattered to help people. I'm very flattered that you took your time to actually watch the show or you can watch all my videos. Probably the easiest way to watch videos is on YouTube under Love Guru Greg. Search. I have, God, I probably have over 500 at least videos, 600 videos. They're there to help you out, okay? And I want to help people as much as possible. So check them out and any questions. And I'm always open for topics, show topics, okay? So you can message me on whatever, TikTok, social media, Facebook, YouTube. Hit me up, private message me, DM me, whatever you want to call it. And hey, Greg, you want to talk about this next time? I love taking show ideas and topics because, like I said, the show is about you. It's about helping people out there the best I can. Okay. So, and check out my website, theartofrelationships.org, people. Everybody have a nice night. And now my voice is gone. Peace and love, as always, to everybody out there. I greatly, greatly appreciate everybody. Okay. Peace and love. And let's please keep promoting peace and love out there with all mankind. Get rid of racism. Get rid of sexism. It's too many people that are biased, judgmental. And we need to base it on the quality and character of the person, not based on the color of your skin, not based on your sexual orientation. You get me? If you're a man, a woman, whatever. Okay, let's keep promoting that peace and love out there. Take care. Bye-bye.